What's up guys, Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock Lake. It is Tuesday, July, I don't know, 7th, 8th, something like that. Been on the water pretty much every day this past week. Things have changed dramatically in a week. We'll get into that in a little bit. As far as our lake level is concerned, this morning we were at 926, basically 926 even this morning when I looked at it, which puts us exactly 9 feet above summer pool. So the Corps is doing a pretty good job of dropping the lake down. They're dropping it still about 3-4 inches a day. And still have it projected to be at normal pool by August 21st, so still going to keep dropping it. Beaver still high, bull still high, though I think both shoals finally got to where they're less than 30 feet high, which is a great thing. Water temperature, it has warmed up. We are pretty much everywhere I've been. I'm in Kimberling City today. I was up to White yesterday, been up to James, been down by the dam. Pretty much everywhere you go, it's about 84 degrees. It gets a little warmer when you get further up into the James or into the Kings, especially late in the day. You'll see some 88, 89 degree water temperature if you get a lot of stain in the water. So it's definitely warming up. Fish are definitely moving. Guys, again, if you want to get more detailed information, you want to get daily reports and maps and stuff that ties this report, ties everything all together, go to Table Rock Fishing Intel. We're putting daily reports up almost every day. We missed a few days over the weekend because most of us were trout fishing over the weekend, trying to stay away from the madness here on Table Rock, so we didn't really have any reports for you on, I think, Saturday and Sunday, but we're firing back up. We had 2 reports yesterday. We'll have a couple reports today plus this one. So if you want that detailed information that you can't get anywhere else, go check out Table Rock Fishing Intel and become a member. Get access to everything we got to offer, including some really cool videos that we've been shooting. But anyway, if you guys are coming down, say you're going to fish the lower end of the lake, I mentioned it earlier, the bite is definitely changing. For the last, I don't know, month and a half, I've been catching the heck out of them on a Pee-wee football jig. You can still catch a few on a Pee-wee football jig, but that bite is really starting to go away in a hurry. Got to throw it early. You got to throw it from usually by about 8 o'clock. That Pee-wee football jig bite really seems to be gone. It seems like these smallmouth are starting to move out deeper with them dropping the water. Can still catch them on a Pee-wee football jig. Still want to have a top water tied on. You know, I've had, in the last 7 days, I've probably had 2 decent top water mornings. I think last Thursday was probably the best one I had. But, you know, you still want to have a spook, a Sammy, a whopper plopper tied on. Still throw your Pee-wee football jig, and either Bass Wacker or Hail Mary have been the 2 best colors, matched up with a speed craw. On those gravel and rock mix points, most of the fish have moved out, though. You're not going to really catch a whole lot right around the bushes like we have been. Most of them are going to be out a little bit deeper. Oh, say 12 to 18 to 20 feet deep. You can catch a few out deeper later in the day, but your bites are going to be a lot fewer and further between, especially with the full moon we've had the last couple of days. It's been tough. We'll catch a few till about 8 o'clock on a Pee-wee, and that's really been about it. Swim bait bite has been strong down there. The Kitech 2.8 on a Gem Shad 2.0. Fishing it on basically bluff banks, bluffs that have standing timber on them, and you want that standing timber that's down below the surface about 20 to 25 foot or even a little bit deeper than that, and we're throwing the Gem Shad up there and letting it sink down to about 15 foot and then just slow rolling it back, catching a lot of Kentuckies doing that. And the nice thing about that bite is when you find one, you're going to find a group of fish, and you're going to catch a lot of fish doing that. So keep that in mind, throwing the Kitech and then the drop shot bite. We all knew it was coming, and it's here. The drop shot bite is definitely working, not just down by the dam, but all over the lake. I'm catching them on a shad shape, a cut tail, Chomper's drop shot worm. I'm not doing real well on points, though. On those long gravel runouts, you can catch 1 or 2 fish. They really seem scattered out there. The better bite has most definitely been fishing over top of trees. Most of the time I've got the boat anywhere from 40 to 80 feet deep, and the trees are topping out anywhere from about 25 to about 40 feet deep. A little tip on that, most of the fish that I've been catching up in the tops of the trees, up around that 20-25 foot range, have been short fish. But if you go down into the tree, a Texas rig or drop shot rig, and get down into the tree down around 30, 35, or even 40 feet deep, that seems to be where the keepers are holding. They still want to be in that 35-foot depth range, at least until we get a thermocline set up. Go up in the mid-lake where I am today. We had a pretty tough day today. I don't think we had maybe 1 or 2 blow-ups on topwater, but we never hooked a fish on a topwater. But I would still have a spook, a Sammy, whopper, plopper, surge shad, whatever you want to throw. I'd have it tied on, because there are days you'll get out here and they'll get the shad moved up to the surface, and for about an hour you can catch them on top. So keep that in mind. Said we did throw the Pee Wee football jig a little bit, and we threw a tube. We caught a few fish on it and had a few bites on it, but it really wasn't strong, and that bite was pretty much over by about 8 o'clock. Most of the fish were probably 12 to 20 feet deep. Yesterday, fishing up the White River, and well, kind of where the White and the James come together. So still kind of mid-lake. I did catch a couple of keepers doing it, but they were out deeper. They were 20 to 25 foot deep. But really, it feels like that jig bite, it's certainly not as strong as it was, and it's certainly starting to get away from us. And I really think the fish are starting to move deeper. Most of what we caught today, we caught on a drop shot rig. And pretty much all of them were in trees, throwing either a shad shape or cut tail or chomper's drop shot worm. Most of them, again, boat in 40 to 80 foot of water with the trees topping out anywhere from about 25 to about 45 foot down. And same deal, the better fish are deeper. The better fish are in that 35 to 40 foot range. You can catch a lot of shorts in the tops of the trees around 20, 25, and even 30. If you want to catch keepers doing it, you're going to need to drop down deeper. You're going to need to get down, gosh, all the way to 30, 35, 40 feet deep. Caught a couple as deep as 50, over 80 today. But there's no thermocline, so these fish can be anywhere they want. And it really seems like those better fish want to be deeper. So keep that in mind if you're going to be drop shotting. Go up into the James River. If there's anywhere on the lake that you could probably still catch them on a Pee Wee football jig consistently, it's going to be the James River. I was up there last week, and we caught them really good on it. Most of them on the flattest gravel points I could find, and most of them anywhere from about 10 to about 15 foot deep. A few of them on those channel swing banks where the channel swings up against it and it's a flat pocket. A few of them we caught there as well. So I really think with that dirtier water and it being more of a largemouth bite versus a smallmouth bite when you're up the James, I think you can catch them really good up there still. And really this change in the Pee Wee football jig bite has just occurred over the last 2 days. I mean, we were catching them on Friday with it, fished trout for 2 days and came back down here yesterday, and we struggled throwing a jig. So I think you can probably still catch them there. Again, flat gravel or those gravel pockets on the ends of channel swings were the key for us last week when we were fishing it, and most of those fish were 10 to 15 foot deep on bass, Wacker, and Hail Mary. So keep that in mind. You can catch them around boat docks up there as well. We fished boat docks when I was up there last week as well toward the end of the week. A lot of flipping, just hitting those shady corners, hitting those shady pockets with the Jewel Pro Spider Jig. Most of the fish were probably 8 to, I don't even think they were 15 foot deep, probably 8 to 12 foot deep. Most of them were on smaller docks. We didn't fish a lot of big community docks, and most of them, it was just a matter of hitting the shade. If you have a dock on a point, it's going to be a little bit better than a dock on a run of bank, but you can definitely catch them flipping a Pro Spider Jig up there as well. Okeechobee Blue is my best color, and I actually was using a pocket chunk instead of the Speed Craw as my trailer on that. Go up in the White River. I was in the White River yesterday, and I think Wednesday of last week, I don't remember. But the bite in the White River has changed as well. Again, you want to have a topwater tied on. We had 4 or 5 fish on topwater yesterday and probably missed as many and had probably 4 or 5 come off too. So you definitely want to have a topwater tied on, a spook. Popar was our best bait up there yesterday, but a spook, a popar, whopper plopper, surge shad, whatever you want to throw. Those fish were out deep though. They weren't up next to the bank or in the bushes. These fish were out over 30, 35 foot of water on long gravel run out points, and they were just chasing shad. They had a school of shad pinned up near the surface. They were chasing shad, and essentially we weren't even casting until we saw them jump. So keep that in mind. If you're up the White, you definitely want to have a topwater tied on. Again, the Pee Wee football jig bite is not as strong as it was. Same with a shaky head, Ned rig, tube, all that stuff. I think if you get a cloudy, windy day, or even just a cloudy day, it'll make a huge difference, because that bite really goes away once the sun comes up. When it's sunny and clear and high skies like we've had the last couple of days, I think if we had a cloudy day, you could probably catch them on it all day long up there, but it goes away pretty quick. It was gone by about 8:15 yesterday, and then we just started drop shotting. The fish we did catch on the Pee Wee football jig, same sort of deal. They were 12 to 20. Like I said, I did catch a couple out about 25 foot deep, a little bit deeper on it, but most of them are in that 12 to 20 foot range. Flat gravel and rock mix points were best. But again, that bite is probably going away from us. You get a cloudy day, you can still catch them on it, or you can catch them for about the first hour in the morning, and if you're a night fisherman, probably right before the sun goes down, you can catch them pretty good on it as well. Our best bite yesterday again was a drop shot rig, and we couldn't catch them out on gravel flats. I think I had 2 bites out there, landed one. It was a short fish in about 28 foot of water. Everything else was coming out of trees, and most of them, it's a pattern that's working throughout the lake, or that seems to be followed throughout the lake. Is that you'll see a lot of fish in a tree, anywhere, overall depth anywhere from 40 to 80 foot deep, and the trees anywhere from 25 to about 40 foot deep. You'll see a lot of fish up shallow, relatively shallow, 25 to 30 feet deep, but most of those are shorts. The better fish, if you're fishing a drop shot rig, have been down deeper. They've been down at least 30, but most of them 35 to 40 foot deep, and most of them are in the tree. They're not just out there on a bank, and they're not above a tree. Most of them are in the tree, and you'll actually see them move on your graph through the tree to come get your bait. So some of them are even deeper. Some of the ones we caught yesterday, I'd have the bait down at 40, and you could see the fish come up from about 65 or 70 and hit the bait. So definitely the better fish are holding a lot deeper, not just in the White River, all over the lake. But we're still getting bit. We're still catching fish. It's just, we knew this change was coming. It's like I was telling the guy today, kind of wish that, you know, it wasn't just like a flick of a switch, that, you know, I went from last Friday catching them really good on a Pee Wee anywhere I went, to now it's a little bit of a struggle to catch them on a Pee Wee. So, but we can catch them on a drop shot. But anyway, we are still catching fish. The bite's still good. Guys, it is the first full week of July. We're done with our second most hated day of the year on the water. Boat traffic is thick. I mean, we've got a lot of boats on the water, so keep that in mind if you're coming down. It's hot, and like it should be in July. But like I said, we are catching fish, catching a lot of fish, and the drop shot bite's only going to get better. I think once these fish get acclimated, because it's been such a radical shift in the last few days, I think once these fish get acclimated to moving out deep, we're going to catch a lot more fish, and you're going to see a lot more deep fish being caught. And they'll start to show up on those gravel runouts, especially once they shut the water off. That's when they really show up out there. But if you guys are coming down, thinking about hiring a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743, or hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email or book online. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for watching the videos. Again, take a minute to check out Table Rock Fishing Intel if you have a minute. Check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you become a member. A lot of information on there for you, updating stuff daily, so a lot of really good info for you on there. But guys, thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.